All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Unorganized Play. Rogue Panda here, and that is my phone going off. Rogue Panda here with our guest commentator, Jan, as we're going to open up some Lorcana packs. Say hi, Jan.
I was like, how am I a guest commentator? I'm always here. I'm just usually never on stream.
Well, I'm hosting, so technically now you're a guest for this one. But you are
Uh,
a Yonkana specialist, and I need your input because I didn't get to play the starter deck tournaments. You at least got to play one. So what we're doing today is the special release for local game stores for Lorcana Rise of the Floodborn. It's the second set of the Ravensburger Disney card game, and LCG's get product a bit early for their players, or supposedly for their players.
depending on how your card store is dealing with it.
Yep. So I was lucky enough to secure both starter decks and a few packs. So I have six here. There's two in here. So we'll be cracking 8 packs. This morning, my local store, Manifest Comics, great store by the way, had their own sealed event that me and Jan went to, and I'll tell you how that went after we crack open all these packs. But
Swimmingly, it went swimmingly.
I mean, I feel great. I don't know about you. I feel great.
I feel great.
Okay, so what do you want to open first? We got we got
Let's go with
Maleficent.
starter decks.
Huh? Which one?
I say we go with starter decks.
Yeah, no, we are doing starter decks. Which one I said? We got Maleficent and Smart Gaston, which is weird, and Merlin and Princess Tiana.
Let's go with Happy Seven Dorms. So Evil Queen, Smart Gaston.
Gotcha. And if you notice, some of these are like obviously these Disney characters, and with some radical looking art for some of them. Floodborn. So with Lorcana, it's almost like, hey, there's a bunch of Disney characters you know, and there's a multiverse of various other uh, the characters you know, but slightly different. And Floodborn is when the Disney characters get reimagined in more of an extreme way. So this is why you have a Gaston that looks super
Very
intelligent.
smart.
Yeah,
SMRT smart.
he's read a book, folks. He's read a book. So we're gonna open this up. So this is the deck you ended up playing in the starter deck, right?
Correct. I ended up with rocking the Seven Dwarves and the Evil Queen.
All right. So this we get a pack, which we'll move on to the side. You get the general rules, the very simple plastic game board, which I just dropped like a noob.
Ironically, the playmat, if you don't have like anything else to use slash you're totally new to the game, is actually quite useful.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
got where to put your discard, where to put your death, what your lore counter's up to. It even comes with a little circular diamond cutout
Yep.
and token thing to track where you are in your lore. So it's really effective for
It's a very
new players.
minimalistic design because remember the old Yu-Gi-Oh and like other stuff like playmats where it's like the full thing. It's like, yeah, no, you just need deck, discard, lore stuff. Here's the area you put your cards, and here's your inkwell. Yeah, which, yeah, as if I was younger, I'd be like, yeah, this is kind of cool.
It's
Or definitely,
effective. It's effective.
and definitely counters. So we're gonna put that away. Yep, we're gonna chuck it. I don't need that. And of course, they don't do plastic; they do paper, so a bit more friendly.
Well, ironically, talking to the Ravensburger guys in Gen Con, they said the amount of extra taxes they would have to pay to put things in plastic in Germany, which just wasn't worth doing.
Gotcha. All right. So let's go with what this deck has. So first off, sorry with my camera, I definitely need to upgrade a bit, but try to get you as close as to the card as possible. So we start off with the foil, the Queen. It is 4 power, 3 will, shift 2, meaning it is a Floodborn, so it does. It's the mechanic that overlays on like pre-existing cards, and it changes the character a bit. Whenever this character quests, choose an opposing character that gets -4 power, and this turn, and chosen character gets +4 this turn. So basically, when you go quest for lore, you basically weaken one guy and then strengthen up one of your other characters. It's actually very solid. I do like this card.
We essentially started calling her Steroid Queen because you start banging into things quite insanely when it comes to getting +4 attack, and things really never die because whatever they're running into usually has -4 attack.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. You want your characters to live longer to do stuff, and so definitely, there is a rating ability called like support, which boosts up your characters. This is like support on steroids. It's just like, yeah, weaken you, strengthen the other guy.
It's really good.
It's definitely solid. And then we have a foil Gaston, intellectual powerhouse. So this one who's definitely hit the
I like
books.
this.
He has a board that says how to defeat the beast. He's still a villain. He's a lot smarter, but he still wants to beat the beast. Again, shift. You're gonna see a lot of a lot of shift mechanics because it is Rise of the Floodborn, and it is designed with a bunch of alternate versions of cards that transform into these guys. Develop the brain. When you play this character, look at top 3 cards of your deck. You may put one into your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. Yep, so solid card. I like it. It like decent stats. It's in Sapphire, so it has a lot more lore for collecting. I don't know what deck I'd put this in though. Honestly, I haven't really like it's decent draw, but I think like this set has gotten a lot of good draws too.
So it's funny, like if you're looking at it from a deck builder perspective, it's hard to play him as a 6-drop because he is uninkable. But if you're playing him with Ruby or if you're playing him with Amber, they both have smaller Gastons that you can shift into,
Yeah,
and
so
it makes him a lot more a feasible play.
So let's explain the shift mechanic. So there are various versions of your Disney characters. So there are different cards that say Gaston, and you can play any number of them. Limit 4 in your deck. Limit 4 of the same card in your deck, but you can play as many different versions of Gaston as they have printed so far, and their cost all change. And with shift, you can just if you have a Gaston on the field, you can play their alternate shift cost and just instantly put this guy for a lot cheaper, and they get to do their things a lot quicker than just playing the top ability. Oh, oddly enough, John is on his cell phone because he couldn't find his he can get his setup working back at his place.
Yeah, I couldn't find the adapter piece to put the mic in my headset, so I am actually calling in.
Yep, he's phoning it in, folks. He's phoning it in. And so the rest of the deck does involve actually a bunch of the seven dwarves and Cinderella. So we have the first one is Bashful, 4 cost, 2/5. This character can't quest unless you have another 7 dwarves in play, because he is in fact bashful. He won't do things on his. He won't quest on his own. He'll fight apparently, but he won't go on a
Oh, yeah,
quest.
no, he'll throw hands if he needs to, but
Yep, and you get 2 copies of it, so you have 2 in the deck already. Oh, here's the other one. I forgot this came in this one. Christopher Robin. Good old Christopher Robin. 6 cost, 2/6. Uh, will always be together. Very wholesome. Whenever you ready this character, if you have 2 or more other characters in play, gain 2 lore. And he already gains 2. Which I kind of like in, this is yellow, it's amber, and they do have a very, they have the Stitch engine, so that puts a lot of cards in play, and I could see maybe a few of these hitting a deck list.
he's really really good. What ends up happening is like he's a 2/6, so he's hard to remove anyway. But the insane thing is like he's gonna quest for 2, and then literally if you don't eliminate the rest of the board or him, he's just getting a free 2. Like he's basically a 4 quester a turn.
Yeah, he definitely will net you those 2, extra lures, especially to the ends. Because usually with the Stitch engine, after you play after you blow your hand, it's very hard. Like you either win out, or if they are able to control your board, you definitely want something that gets you over the hump. Next, we have Doc. 3 costs, 2/3. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 1 less for the next character you play this turn. So Doc has always been the voice of reason. He's a bit. He is the unofficial leader of the Seven Dwarves. So of course when he does stuff, people want to follow him, and you get 2 of them. So put that there.
He is a inkable lantern on a body, which makes him that much better.
Yeah, I will say most of the dwarves are not playable, but Doc is definitely one of the ones that you definitely want to see play. I think it does. It will see more competitive play. Uh,
I was playing Doc today. I wasn't even playing any other dwarf because his ability works off of anything.
which yeah, that's what you want to see. Like if it said reduce the cost of a 7 dwarf, it'd be unplayable. Like why would I want to play this when most of the dwarves I don't really want to play? For example, like Dopey, 2/2 for 3. That's really kind of off. When this character is banished, your other 7 dwarf characters get +2 power until the start of your next turn. So if you have the guts to banish a Dopey, the rest of the dwarves get pissed off, and you get 2 of these. So 2. It's again, it's okay. It's just not that great though. The competitive, like it's on theme, I guess. Oh, here's an example. So we had Smart Gaston in Sapphire. We do now have 2 copies of Gaston in Amber. 3 costs, 3/3. Singer, Singer 5. So some action cards are, for those who don't know, some action cards are are considered songs like Whole New World, and you could just play characters to sing them instead of pay the cost. He is a 5. He could sing songs that are 5. This Gaston has range. It's okay.
He's a solid 3/3 for 3. Like I don't feel like he's gonna be seeing a lot of play in constructed. He's fighting for the Ariel singer spot.
I
And
think Ariel's a lot better than just 3 copies of that.
yeah, I was like, she can possibly pull a song out, so she's definitely gonna be able to hold that slot pretty solidly.
Yeah, Chapter 1 Ariel's just so much better at that point. It's just like, it comes in, it tries to find a song already, and it's already a Singer 5. So I don't think Gaston holds a candle to it. There's only one.
Yeah, no, the only way you would be playing that Gaston is if you're literally using it as shift.
Oh, I didn't realize this was a rare. The Grand Duke, Advisor to the King. Two,
He's
two,
that good.
2/2 for 2. Your princesses, kings, and queens get 1+1 power. It's whatever. It's just a very meh card. There's no king.
When you guys want to start building your aggro princess deck with Moana's, he's your man.
No, he's good ink, I guess. We have 3 Grumpies here. 4 cost, 3/4. Your other 7 dwarves characters get +1 power. So this guy will definitely help you in a fight, especially help your other characters in a fight. It was fun in a tournament just watching, seeing, all right, I declared Grumpy takes out fights and takes out a beast. I'm like, that's just a visual I never thought I want to see.
Yeah, Grumpy's especially good. Not only on the offense, but a lot of the dwarves are really good questers. So if you just leave Grumpy unexhausted back at base, basically, he's boosting everyone else and making it that much harder to trade into him.
Yeah, most of the dwarves themselves also have a decent willpower, so they've got a butt on them, so they could take some damage. So also we have the 5 cost Happy, 3/5. So 3/5 for 2 quest icons on here. It has support, so whenever he quests, he lends his strength to another character. It's basically what the Queen does, except it doesn't reduce one. This is the basic keyword support. It's a solid card. Again, it's just like playing the 7 dwarves. How did you feel? You played the 7 dwarves deck. How was it? It was just like, here's a dwarf, here's another dwarf.
No, like once the dwarves get rolling, they're really, really good because you've got Happy giving support, you've got Grumpy always giving +1 attack. So your dwarves start hitting for like 4-5 damage a pop if they need to go offensive. I honestly took Dopey immediately out of the deck because Sad to say, Dopey's trash. Um, but every other dwarf in that deck is phenomenal. Are you gonna play it in constructed? I wish. We keep joking around that we're gonna have a house rule that if you summon all 7 dwarves in a Snow White, you summon Exodia and just win the game.
We also agreed it has to last one turn, and that's one turn
That's
if
the
you
last
have
one
like
turn, yes.
if you have the poison apple, you just get rid of Cinderella and ruin their day.
But yeah, in sealed, it is really a good, solid deck because they're all really good questers that are already like helping each other. Sneezy becomes crazy if you want to just flip right to Sneezy because
Yeah,
it just makes it that much easier.
yeah. So here's Sneezy. Well, we got Sleepy then Sneezy. So Sneezy is a 2 cost 1/4, so that's definitely a very hard character. Your lower levels will have trouble taking out. Whenever you play this character or another 7 dwarf character, you may give the chosen character -1 this turn. So yeah, he's a good engine for like reducing the threats on your board, so you can at least take
Exactly.
them out.
Yeah, there were a lot of turns where like we had to actually put down -1 markers on characters because later on in the game you're playing like 2, 3 dwarves at a time if you've kept your hand up,
Mm.
and it becomes like, oh, this guy has no attack now, this guy has 1 attack now, and it gets really crazy really fast.
And then with the final one, of course, because he's the slowest one, we got Sleepy. So he is 2 costs, 2/3 with 2 lore symbols, which is really good. But unfortunately, he's sleepy, so he comes in exerted. Meaning, as soon as he comes into play, you have to tap him, and he can't do much. Anyway, not like you can, but he's very susceptible for getting run over by your opponent the very following turn.
Unironically, when we were playing in the tournament, Sleepy almost became like a self bodyguard because he comes into play exhausted. He like
He becomes the target
instantly,
you want to hit because you don't
yeah,
want to keep a guy who has 2 lore on the field for too long. Because of course the goal is to get to 20
exactly,
points, and if it's like, well, here's a 2 cost, you're gonna ignore him. All right, sure, I'll just quest next turn.
exactly. So he really did become like a, all right, you gonna deal with this or not? Like,
We'll get to this one. We have LeFou, but this is from the so some of the cards from set 1 are here. And actually, not a lot, but because it's mostly set 2. But
believe it's 6. I believe it's 6 cards for some reason. I don't know their exact rationale why they needed to put in like 6 cards from the last set.
I guess the fill
But
in, they don't want to give everyone like I don't know, but this is LeFou. If you have a character called Gaston in play, you play 1 less to play this character. So your Gastons come in a bit cheaper. He has also 2
no,
for 2 lore.
he comes in cheaper. He comes in for 1 if you have a Gaston.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this guy. All right, so he's the sidekick who just comes in for cheaper, but he does have decent lore stats. But he doesn't do too far away. And of course we have Cinderella. So I mean Snow White. Wow, wow, guy. So we got Snow White. 2 cost, 2/3. When you play this character, you may remove up to 2 damage from a chosen character. So it's a healing card that you basically just keep your dwarves alive a bit longer.
In sealed, it's actually solid because most of your 2 drops are going to be 2/3 anyway.
Especially the dwarves, they do have a lot more willpower.
Yeah, they have a lot more on the tail end, so you being able to heal them back up becomes really really useful really fast.
I wasn't saying the dwarves are different. I'm saying LeFou always goes by Gaston's side, no matter what. Unless there's a different type of LeFou that says LeFou the Betrayer. Who knows? Of course, then you have the Queen, which is just a solid 1 cost 2/2. What title does he have it? Because each person has it's Royal Monarch for one. For 1 lore. It's a vanilla 2/2 for 1. It's a solid one. Also because you want these cards because they give you 3 to play in conjunction with the bigger Queen, which is a shift 2. So instead of paying like 3 additional ink, like turn 2, if you play this, you can instantly just overlap and say, I have a bigger Queen now.
Queen on turn 2 is pretty
It
good.
is rough having to go through that. It's like yeah, having to see that play and be like, thank God there's only one of it. But it's just like when it happens, you're just like, all right, that's turned on. I'm in trouble, or at least I'm
But
already in the back foot.
even in constructed, there's talks of playing a green amber deck, an emerald amber deck, where turn one you play evil queen, turn two you shift to big queen, which means because it was shifted, it has all the abilities that it can use instantaneously, and then having it sing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo
Oh right, yeah,
to
you bounce
drop a
that.
5 drop into play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Like,
there's a card called Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Like it's a card. It's a song, so anyone can sing it. She can sing it. So having a villain sing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo puts both cards back in your hand. Play a card of equal value, and so you just sneak in your bigger threats in at turn two, and you're like, well, that's great. I don't want to deal with this.
yeah.
So, for
So
example, like this song, "Painting the Roses Red." It is a song. It says a character of two. Of course, the cost is two, but if there's a character of two or higher, they can sing it. They can exert themselves to sing it for free. And what it does is, up to two characters get -1 this turn. Draw a card. So there is a lot of. They added a lot of draw cards in this set, like basic cantrips that go like, all right, do a small thing, draw a card, and this is the one for Amber.
I was gonna say, I believe every color got at least
Us,
one do something draw card.
and I think they're all songs, if I'm not mistaken. I know like Red definitely
Yeah.
has the "On My Way" lyrics or something. Go the distance. No, go the distance is Amber. Oh, I know it's the one sitting on. I know the art, but I just know it's also really good. Um, from back to set one, we have Belle. It is the 3 cost 2/3. Whenever this character quests, you may pay one less for the next items. For next items you play this turn to lore. It is so apparently with there's an alternate dimension where everyone's a mechanic, Belle, Gaston, all that stuff.
It's the
Um,
steampunk.
yeah,
It's the steampunk dimension.
yeah. There was a creator, one of the artists for this one had like a concept sketch for Belle riding a mech beast, and I was like, I can't wait for that card to ever become real.
Oh yeah, Mecha
Yeah, Mecha
Beast.
Beast. I definitely want to see a Mecha Beast, but this is from set one, and there's a lot of item synergy in blue in Sapphire, so you definitely want to see what the items here are here. Cruella de Vil. So you get 3 copies of this. It is a 2 cost 3/2. During for one lore, during your turn, this character gains evasive. So this is a good card if you are dealing with evasive decks. It's a cheap way of like getting rid of. So evasives can only be targeted by other evasives or by actual card effects. God forbid someone makes an evasive card with ward. That would be everyone's nightmare. But yeah, this is a good way of chomping off some evasive cards.
There's ways to do it in this set. Gets a little crazy.
Oh god, this is the worst. Oh my goodness, I hate this card already. I've seen this card do dirty things. Hiram Flaversham. Yes, from The Great Mouse Detective.
1980s mouse movie that there is.
Dude, I watched that as a child. I had the VHS tapes, and I've like definitely watched that way too many times. When you play this character, and whenever he quests, so when he enters play and when he quests, you may banish one of your items to draw 2 cards. And there is an item in this set, the Popsicle from Zootopia, one of the best items in set two. Like you
Top,
need,
top, not even best item. Top 3 cards in the set is Popsicle.
it's like what? It's still a common, right?
It's a common. 1 cost inkable. When it comes into play, draw a card, sacrifice it, heal 2 damage on target character. Or play Flavisham, draw 2 more cards on top of the 1 card you already drew.
Oh, yeah. DJ Catastrophe has a question. What we're doing on the stream? We're going over the starter decks, and then we're gonna open 8 packs of the new Floodborn series. So yeah. So we're gonna introduce anyone who wants to know what's in the starter deck, and then just see what I can crack open in these random packs. Yeah, but this with a few other items in that came out this set, it's very annoying. Blue has been dying for some draw because they are actually the ramp deck. If you play Magic, they actually have more ramp than draw. It's kind of confusing if you're a blue player in general. So this balances that out, like that innate weakness of like, oh, I ramped all my characters. I can play all the high ones, but then I just get into dead draws. this fixes that, and yeah. You need multiples of these if you're running enough. If you're running the items for it, you definitely end up playing this guy. Oh, what is going on with the stream? Dude.
Seems fine on my end. Other than me like phoning it in because I can't find my adapter.
Oh, every color. I don't even remember what I said about that. Okay, that's gonna be clipped somewhere. Next one is a weird art for this one. It is Judy Hopps. So again, Zootopia's in. I personally, when you play this character, you may banish chosen item. The player draws a card. So it is definitely like item control. She's a cop. She apprehends stuff, but you get to draw a card for it. 3 costs 2, 3 for 2. I the what's Rhea's dad's name? Benja. It's like a weaker version of Benja in this color.
I look at Judy as more adaptable than Benja because Judy can actually blow up your own item and then you draw the card.
Yeah. It could be used aggressively or in your favor for this card. Although, do you think this art is kind of weird?
It's almost as though somebody paid a Fiverr account to draw it or a Rule 34 account that didn't draw it all that well.
Yeah, it's not bad per se. It is what it is, but it's just like it was a 3D movie that they had to draw 2D, and it's just like I don't know if this particular style works for various reasons. All I know is I see it, I'm just going, yeah, that doesn't feel like Judy.
It doesn't look kosher. That's what it definitely does not look.
Oh yes, it does have Lola Rabbit vibes, and that's should be the opposite of what Judy Hopps was in that movie. She was definitely not a Lola Bunny in that movie. She was a bit more sweeter than that, I think. All right, and now we have Mr. Owl. Again, it's a 1 cost two for 1 lore. It's the vanilla 2/2 that you just have in your deck just because an early 2/2 is usually good.
I was gonna say why he needed a reprinted flounder. I don't know, but okay.
I think there's a bunch of yeah. It might have had a cool ability maybe, but other than actually no, they have that for Basil. Basil's a 2/2 for 2, I think, with support. I'm just like that's a lot better.
We don't know why they printed certain cards.
We know why. We play enough card games to know that you need to pad an entire set with fodder.
Well, yeah, that's the only thing. Someone in the chat mentioned, maybe they'll have a shiftable owl or something, like horror movie Winnie the Pooh type stuff. But other than that, I don't understand. Like you could have made him a 1/3. I don't think Blue has a 1/3, so if you had made him a 1/3, at least he would have been something different.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of room for that, I guess. I don't what design does. For back to set 1. For second, we have Philatides. Good old Phil, 2 costs 3/1 with support for 1. So basically, again, when he quests, he powers up another character. Of course, he's the trainer of heroes, so he needs to make them stronger. Solid card from set 1. Uncle Sal. All right. This next one. What movie is this from?
That is the water horse from the second Frozen movie.
I didn't watch any of the Frozen movies. I got the gist of the first one and like parts of the first one. And I was like, I don't know if I need to watch the second one.
Technically, it's the water horse that lures Elsa to her death. But
yeah, I think I drew this as like a cryptid thing. The Nook, the water horse is like either is a tranquil spirit or just drowns you outright.
Yeah, it's a little questionable.
Yeah, but it's Disney, so no,
it's all happy and fun.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert. So if you have no idea, watch a Disney movie or planning to watch, I don't know, Frozen 2. Sorry about that. I didn't watch it. Whatevs. It's a 4/3 with ward, meaning like it can't be targeted by actions. for one, it's a filler. I saw this and didn't put it in my sealed deck. I was just like, I need fours. I don't need this four.
Yeah, I was gonna say I took all of them out of my sealed deck like
Oh,
instantly.
this is a card that I liked playing a bit. Winnie the Pooh, uh, having a think. So definitely, I like the art for this one.
Thinking too.
Three cost 2/3 for two lore. Whenever he quests, you may put a card in from your hand face down on your inkwell. So basically, it is um, Fishbone Quill on
Quill on a body.
and it just and cheaper to use, just like quest for more benefits. I love this card. Again, ink is the way to pay for cards, and blue is the ramp archetype in this game. So having this on a stick is a lot. Is definitely neat. And there's like definitely
Yeah,
a lot more cards that put ink in your well, but I think Pooh like out trumps them all. Simply just stats and ability.
I believe each color this set got a character that has the same effect as an item from the first set. Um, Yellow has Happy, blue has Winnie the Pooh.
Gotcha. Let's see. Oh, three costs uninkable. So yeah, we didn't go over the uninkable symbol, but we have launch. Banish chosen item to deal 5 damage to a chosen character. And of course, the art is the coconuts. And if you remember set one, there were coconuts as an item. So someone's been thinking about what to do with those coconuts besides healing them.
Just throw them at people.
Yeah.
Um, Ironically, I actually played both copies of them in my sealed deck,
I think
and
I don't think
it's very effective spot removal.
yeah, no, in sealed. I think this card's great. Maybe it's even if you're very item heavy. This is definitely a good way for removal. It might not be needed in like in a fully constructed deck, but it definitely would in limited. I definitely see it
Yeah,
having play.
it's definitely effective to be able to like just yeet random items at big characters, especially because you're playing. I believe it's 3 Popsicles in the starter set.
Is there three? We'll get to that. I mean, actually, let me just skip over because we've been talking about Popsicle. It was the last card. 3 copies of Popsicle from Zootopia. These look so dang refreshing. It's a 1 cost inkable item. When you play this item, you may draw a card. So it's already good. It's just for 1 draw a card. And then when you banish this item as a second ability, remove up to 2 damage from a chosen character. So yeah, it's all around good. This is also a good sacrifice mechanic for Flaversham. You could chuck a Popsicle and deliver sweet death to someone with launch. It's a very versatile to do.
Judy Hops can blow it up to draw a card if
Was,
you don't have
was
Flash
Fox?
him at the
Wait,
time.
was the Fox not in this one, or did I miss him?
No, the Fox does not come in. They
Oh,
didn't want the deck would have been way too good if they gave you the Fox to have the recursion.
yeah.
Like,
So the Fox said, yeah, the Fox says if you play the Fox, he gets a Popsicle from the discard pile and put it back to your hand. So he definitely reloads on Popsicles. That would have been a very nice mechanic. So when you're playing sealed and we were given an extra pack, so you had 2 packs to play. If you were playing this deck, you definitely wanted to open like Fox just to
Wild.
yeah. Which one? What's his name again?
Nick Wild.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah. We also Jan is our resident Disney adult here. I like Disney. I'm just not that obsessed with it. So, but this card game's great.
You grow up with it. You worked there. You got kids. It never stops.
We now have the next song, 4 Dozen Eggs. So this is a song for 4. So if you have a character of 4 or greater, they can sing this song, and the effect is the characters get resist +2. So resist +2 is the new mechanic. Anytime they would get damage, you would, before calculating, you reduce it by whatever resist costs. So if he takes 2 damage, well, resist 2 says no, he takes no damage. If it's 4, then he takes like 2 damage after the math. Until the start of your next turn. Your characters. So this will target all your characters. So apparently giving you enough protein will give you resilience.
Yeah, it's insane in limited. It's insane in sealed. It may even be like playable in open because it gives all of your characters basically damage reduction 2 for not only your entire turn but your opponent's turn as well.
Oh yeah, because in this set they've so we've said abilities that last till the end of the turn. This set has introduced a longer wording where like it persists until the start of your next turn. So it does go over until this. So it's a good defensive card if you like spin out with all your characters. Like, all right, sure, I'll quest out. I'll play 4 dozen eggs. They won't die, or have a good time trying to figure out how to get through resist.
Yeah.
For like,
And
which has made grab your swords very hard to play consistently in the meta. I believe this resist thing.
yeah,
I think it's not too bad, but it's just like resist is a pain to deal with, especially with that
and
card.
resist stacks as well. So if you give a character multiple forms of resist, it stacks.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, because
Oh
support
yeah,
doesn't, but I guess you're right. Resist is
no
easier to stack than
support stacks.
no support doesn't. Oh no, support keyword doesn't stack.
If you give a character support from multiple characters, they
Yeah,
get all of the bonuses. Yeah.
yeah, that works. But you can't give a character like this one character has support and then get support like have the keyword support added on again.
Oh no. Nothing
Yeah,
gives the support keyword action yet.
yeah. You can't stack on that, but apparently you can stack on resist. All right. Uh, the Fang crossbow was this in Raya?
That is a Raya card, correct.
All right. 3 cost item. For tap, exert it, and pay 2. Chosen character gets -2 this turn. So again, this is a great way to if you are aggressive and need to clear a board, but don't want to end up risking all your characters. This will reduce uh, the opponent's power, so you can run in with the aggression, or you can tap it, banish this item, and banish chosen dragon character because this was definitely designed to kill dragons. So
One shot, one kill.
there are a few dragons in this set, and so this would be like their hard counter. It's like, yep, here's a dragon. Bye. And the final card in the set is the Gumbo Pot from uh, Princess and the Frog. 2 cost inkable. When it comes in, you can tap it to remove 1 damage from up to 2 chosen characters. It's definitely the better of. Was it coconuts or was it something else that did this exact same thing?
Dingle Hopper was 1 cost, heal one off one guy.
Dingle Hopper, yeah. So this is the better version of Dingle Hopper. It at least gets 2. I still don't think it's okay. It's not. Again, multi healing like in that case is that item is not that great. This isn't. It gets the job
It,
done.
yeah, it's consistent healing, and in sealed, it's always useful, like to keep extra guys around, and then especially in this deck, worst comes to worst, it gets launched at somebody, it gets Flavisham to draw cards, it gets Judy to draw cards. Like, it's not a bad card. There's multiple cards in the starter deck that you instantly look at and you're like, I'm just taking these out right away. But Gumbo Pod actually held pretty strong throughout the tournament.
Well, give it some time. If they ever do the Fox and the Hound, maybe a shotgun will actually see a play. But against the dragon, it's definitely a lot worse.
Crossbows needed. The shotgun pellets can't pierce dragon skin.
Oh my god! If we do have like a shotgun from Fox and Hound, like, yep, deals banish Fox or Hound ally character. No, that'd be grim. That's a bit grim. But the rares in the set are definitely solid. I do like Flavershim and Pooh. I definitely will think we'll see play in the right decks. Definitely the Queen. Less so. Definitely less so would be the Grand Duke, and it's rough. These two are sort of maybes. Like they're very like I'd say last pick slots if fill in for more competitive decks. But I could definitely see these three.
Like Super Smart Gaston will work in a deck that can easily get to 6 ink, doesn't worry about uninkables, and just needs like a big blue card to quest for 3. But other than that, he probably won't see much play.
Yeah, there's just other. There's so many options now to play over this guy. It's gonna be very particular about it.
Now that we're luckily getting to the point where we've got an extra 204 cards to choose from, we will be getting to the nice point where you're looking at things and going, I could play this version or I could play that version of something, and you're not locked into like playing bad cards, quote unquote.
Disney just collab with Alabama. Well, they are already doing Rescuers, so we'll have some sort of Bayou card at some point. Like the Sardine Can does exist in set 2. I think that's the only Rescuer item card
That is
in
the only rescuer card is the sardine can.
There's like
It's so
yeah,
weird to see.
it's so random. It's like, hey, the Rescuers are. Oh, it's only the Sardine Can.
Yeah, it's so weird.
So it's like they're coming. They're just I have no idea when. Next up, we're gonna do we're gonna do Merlin Tiana. So this is gonna be Amethyst Steel. This set has been very interesting on like mechanic wise for Amethyst as they've introduced the entire bounce mechanic. Uh, Bounce mechanics for Amethyst this set with the Merlin Mim fight. If anyone's watched Sword in the Stone, so you're gonna see a lot of those type of cards in this deck in particular. And I don't recall what what the Tiana Steel cards are gonna be in this one, but that's
The steel cards in that is a lot of like random resist.
gotcha. Well, Tiana itself, I think, is definitely worth like the price of admission. Like that Tiana when they first introduced it.
She is pretty good. Like we'll get to her when we open the box.
So we got the pack, which we'll save in this stack very soon, and then we're gonna go over this deck, starting with Merlin. So it is the foil one is a Merlin, one of two foils. 4 cost Merlin, 1/5. What is he called? The Shapeshifter, because this set it's that entire Shapeshift battle. If you remember it, which was a fun battle, it's in here. Whenever
I'm still upset. Sexy Mim never made it as a card, but I understand.
yeah, that's right. They didn't make that one. Well, they didn't make a germ version of Merlin in the set either. The one that won the fight. Whenever
That is also true. Yes.
Whenever one of your other characters is returned from your hand from play, this character gains +1 lore symbol this turn. So basically, the entire Merlin Mim mechanics involve like having to bounce characters that enter play. There's a benefit, and when Merlin's shapeshifts and bounces back, there's more benefits. And then Mim just sends them. It's like a cat and mouse. It's like definitely like a chase thing where it's like play Merlin, play Mim, bounce things, and so this qualifies. It's rough to make if you're gonna. Don't think this is the most viable strategy for Merlin because like just bouncing all those characters just to get this off. There are definitely easier cards to play than relying on this as your win mechanic. It's nice. It's nice on a technical aspect if you're able to pull it off, but it's just like eh.
I don't think that Merlin will see
Oh,
pretty much any play.
I don't think at all. Like Arthur is so much better than that card.
Like the other Merlin, like shape-shifting options, some of them are phenomenal.
Some of them, and then Mim has has the better cards, unfortunately, like, on that one because like but Mim has definitely better board presence and cards we'll see him play. Next one is Tiana Celebrating Princess. So this is Dreamborn. So basically, you might notice terms like Floodborn, Dreamborn. Floodborn is when the character kind of goes way off script and changes their personality, like you barely recognizable. Dreamborn is more like yeah, it's still a little different, but within the confines of the story. So this is why you have a Princess Tiana. Resist 2.
Storyborn is pretty much the character that we're always used to see.
Yeah. Resist 2, the new mechanic. So she's hard to take out. You need at least 3 damage to even ping 1 off her. 2 lore. While this character is exerted, you may and have no cards in hand. Opponent can't play actions, which is so rough when you're able to shut down an opponent's entire like actions. So it's like playing with half the cards in the deck if you're not careful with it. I definitely see this card's definitely going to see a bunch of play in certain decks.
Well, especially because resist can stack. So all of a sudden, if you're putting extra resist on her, you need 4, 5, 6 damage, even just to do 1 point to her. And you can't just click an action and remove her off the field. So we're going to have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I had to double check the ruling on resist stacking because I'm like, oh my god, it does. All right. Oh. I didn't realize that stacked. I was like, I'm just hoping you're wrong, but all right. Because like
I'm
just
wrong on many things, not Lorcana.
all right. Again, purple has another vanilla 2-2 for one cost. Chip the teacup. You can't really argue with a vanilla 2-2 for one. It just is there. It's cute art. Uh, I so far there's no shiftable chips, so we'll see what that holds in the future.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, we already had Archimedes, which was Merlin's owl, but he came out in set one.
Yeah, we already had Archimedes. We had well, there was a bunch. There was at least one in every color, because you had Mr. Tibbs, you had Archimedes, you had Flounder, you had Stitch. What was green?
Green didn't have one.
Really?
Green had a one. Green had a two. Green.
I can't for the life of me
I
picture it.
don't know.
You go look that up. Steel had. Oh boy.
Steel definitely did have a two.
Huh?
Steel definitely did not have a two.
No, no, they had Captain Hook instead.
Yeah. Green. Oh, Green had Duke of Wesselton.
There we go. Your son plays that deck. Plays green. So why can't you
Duke
remember
of
that?
Wesselton. Yeah.
For this one, we have another vanilla Dr. Facilier. So in the last set, there was a bunch of Dr. Facilier cards. Now they're just making a few more. He has a lot of versions of himself in this set already. 4 cost, 4/2. Savvy Opportunist is this one's title. Evasive. Again, there are so many better evasives. Pongo is a better evasive already. As a 2/3 with 2 lore evasive.
2/3 with two lord. Like,
Yeah.
if you're playing this Doctor Facilier, it's because you need to go evasive hunting. You're not questing with him.
Yeah, this is more like I need to track down a bunch of evasive guys that I can't seem to hit. Oh, this one's great. I like this
Hey,
one.
hey,
Hey, hey, hey! Persistent presence. 2 cost, 2/1. But when this guy is banished in a challenge, return this card to your hand. So hey, hey is unstoppable. It's like oddly enough, it's like the Phoenix Rising.
It's Phoenix, hey, hey.
It's Phoenix. Hey, hey. When you like, so it doesn't matter. Just play it. You beat him in challenge. I'm gonna fight. Like it just comes back to the hand. But there is the ruling for cards that get bounced to the hand. This is banished first, and then when it touches the discard pile, it then goes back. So it's not considered a true bounce. For those wondering about mechanics
Merlin.
wise, yeah, for
For
Merlin
those
stuff,
wondering if it triggers Merlin.
yeah.
It
This
does not.
this interaction does not happen. It's like, all right, cool. This goes back to my hand. Yeah, from the discard. You need to bouncing is from field directly to hand, not from field to discard to hand. So that won't work. Next is Cusco. So Cusco was one of the best cards in Chapter One. This one's a solid 2 cost, 1/2. When this card, his ability is okay. Where am I? When he gets banished, you draw a card. Um, he's great filler. I don't think I'll see him anywhere else per se.
Nope. You probably will never see him anywhere else, but in sealed, he easily replaces himself, and he's a target your opponent kind of has to deal with.
Yeah, on like if you're playing sealed or like draft, this is definitely a good card filler. Like in purple, just like all right, cool. Play him, run him into something, or quest with him. It's like if they hit him, you draw a card. If you need to deal that one bit of damage, you hit him and then draw a card. I was bouncing this card back with a mim card just to put it back as ink. He was like, all right, cool, ink. Just so here's what we're talking about. Madam Mim as the fox. So Fox Mim is 3 cost inkable 4/3. Chasing the rabbit because there is a rabbit Merlin. So I guess it's just chasing this, chasing that. When you play this character, banish her or return another chosen character to your hand. So yeah, she has the cost if you don't have a character to banish. She just goes away. But she has rush, meaning as soon as she comes into play, she can attack someone. So this is definitely a solid like bounce mechanic, and then just get rid of a threat for 4/3. So like it's very clear she's just there to get rid of something on your board and their board.
It's an inkable Rafiki with a slight maybe drawback depending on what your deck is doing.
And then we're going back to the Madam Mim stuff. We have Snake Mim. So 2 cost, 3/3. So solid stats, and then it's a vanilla. It's essentially a vanilla 3/3, but you have to bounce a character to your hand. Again, in sealed, it was solid because you got cool interactions with like recycling characters. Like if there's a character damage, just play this card and go. All right, back to my hand. I'll play this card at a later time, or early start 3/3 for one. Like it's a threat that like people really don't want to run into unless they have to. Yeah,
Yeah, it's an all around good card for you know uh, sealed and constructed because a 3/3 on turn two is really going to be hard to deal with.
it's like they'll have to be like either they ignore it, but then if they don't ignore it, you might do something. It's just rough all around. We have. All right, there's still a few missing because after Merlin's crab one, there was it the dragon or was it the rhino? Yeah, there's no rhino or elephant, right?
Yes, correct. There is no rhino or no elephant.
So we are missing a few. We get two of this one. Merlin, Crab Merlin. Ready or not, when you play this character, and when he leaves play. So there's the clause there's an ETB when he enters play, or when he leaves. Chosen character gains Challenger 3 this turn, meaning if they fight, they'll get 3 additional power. 3/3 cost. Not the best. I don't think it's playable. Like it's not in constructed anyway. If you have to play this, it's not the worst thing, but because it comes in and still boosts one of your characters, but I don't see this in any competitive room for it.
In a competitive deck, but you, it sees some play in sealed depending on like what other. I believe he's a 3-drop. What other 3-drops you end up finding?
Yeah. Next up is the one I think we'll see most of in the Merlin set. It's Goat Merlin. Like
Oh, my God.
yeah. 4 cost, inkable, 4/3 for one. But when it enters or leaves play, like anytime it enters or leaves play, you gain 1 lore, and that's solid. I can't argue that. It's 4/3. It'll handle a lot of the low end stuff. It'll take on a Cusco, for that's for sure. And if what I'll banish this thing. All right, cool. I get a lore for my troubles.
Yeah, the other nice thing about all the Merlin cards is the Merlin cards are whenever they come into play and whenever they leave play with no other stipulation. They get killed, it triggers. They get bounced, it triggers.
It gets
It triggers like it triggers.
if it gets inked, it's still leaving play. I think, right? So that would also count.
Yeah, I want to say yes.
So I have to check on that. But yeah, even if you get ink, because it's now leaving the play and turning into ink, because it's no longer existing as itself.
Yeah, it's good.
You pay extra for the goat, Jan. You pay 25 cents
Sorry, an extra quarter for the goat.
for that lore. That 25 cents goes for the lore it collects for you. Next one is the rare Rabbit Merlin. So Fox was chasing the rabbit. When it enters or leaves play, you may draw a card. 4 cost, uninkable, 2/3/1. I don't see it ever playing in constructive. It's a 4 you can't ink, and the ability to draw a card when it enters. I don't think there's better draw in Amethyst itself than this card seeing actual play. Even if you did have a bounce, if you were bouncing all the time, I don't really see this. Maybe one, I think, but I don't see multiple of this card seeing a constructed deck.
I really don't either. It's rough. Like if he was at least a 3/3, then he could at least like maybe hold a spot on board. But Amethyst does have so many other ways to draw cards.
But yeah, the stats just don't make it worth my time for it. Just like the 2/3 at 4, I don't want to see this like at 4. If this was maybe an inkable low cost, I'd see it, or like low cost, or even just low cost uninkable, maybe a 3. I definitely think this would be even slightly more playable than the 4 cost. Because at least we'll take care. It will be better Maleficent. It'd be a better Maleficent if it was 3 cost uninkable.
Yes, yes.
Because at least when it dies, I'll just draw me the additional card. I can play Maleficent and draws me a card, and then I can just sing with her. This one could do the same thing and then leave and then do that. That'd be all the spots you definitely want to replace Chapter 1 Maleficent. But at 4, I don't think I need to see it. The next one is, this wasn't in the fight, but Merlin did turn into a squirrel, and then got harassed by a female squirrel, as did his ward Arthur. In a very, yeah, that movie had some weird scenes.
That movie may make you a man. I can't question that.
It's like, didn't think I'd think about furry stuff well, no, actually, yeah, no, Disney would be.
If you think about it anywhere, it's at Disney.
Yep. All right. Didn't want to complete that thought, but that just occurred. Two cost, 2-1. When you play this character and when he leaves play, look at the top card, put him in either top or the bottom of the deck. This is This is basically Yzma, like a two cost Yzma, but every time she quests, she does it. This one is like only situationally.
Well, no. This scroll version is Cauldron on a body. Remember how I said every color got an item on a body?
Right. Yeah, this isn't great. There's a cauldron that does the exact same thing and doesn't risk getting destroyed. And like, even if this was inkable, I just don't think it's worth the headache of playing it.
I never said it was worth. I just said I think that was their idea, that they were like, let's take an item from set one and put it on a body in each color.
Gotcha. All right, so the last two cards in Amethyst are the from set one, two cost uninkable freeze, which exerts the character, which exerting is good. If you need someone to attack, if you need to exert someone so you can attack them, slow them down a bit. But to go with freeze, they also gave you this cute card. I'm stuck. Exerted character will not ready at the start of the ready phase for one cost inkable. So you play these in conjunction, like exert, and then they can't do anything next turn. Solid. It for what it need when you need to fill a starter deck. These cards you'll definitely see play. And in sealed, I think you definitely want to see this, especially this one. If you have threats that you just want to slow down for a second, or you just think it like.
Yeah, I'm stuck was especially useful in the sealed deck because you know your opponent's going to be exhausting their characters anyway, either attacking or questing. So it really does just lock down that character for that one extra turn for you to kill it or for you to get an answer to it. Like,
yeah, I also like playing stuck with. There's a level 2 Pinocchio that says when it comes into play, exert a character. That was also like a good combo. At least that was at least on a body. Next one we have common. We have Beast. For biting recluse. Really. 4 cost, 3/4 inkable. Forbidding recluse.
Foreboding recluse.
There's an I, so how is that foreboding?
I don't know. Maybe it's not foreboding.
It must be. Yeah, that's weird. I thought it was foreboding, but there's no O. Unless that's a typo, it's forbidding recluse. I don't think that makes sense.
Your guess is as good as mine. They're German.
I think it's foreboding. Chat, what do you think? Should this have been foreboding recluse or forbid? What is forbidding recluse? When you play this character, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. It's a decent stats. It's a pinger. I do like in sealed or draft. I think this is a decent 4 spot to like get rid of like that 1 cost you don't want to run in on. With resist, your target's limited, but it still at least does a bit of something.
It's useful to do that 1 last extra point of damage to something.
And it's better than an action card because then when you do it, it's like, oh, it's gone. No, here's a body to go with it.
Exactly.
Next one, we have Benja, which I love this card. It's a 3 cost inkable 2/3. We have a choice. When you play this character, you may banish chosen item. Which is funny. It makes sense because he hid the dang dragon spear for like so long.
Oh, apparently chat said forbidding is an adjective, meaning unfriendly or threatening in appearance.
Oh, I learned something new every day. All right. Well, yeah, you were an English major, I believe, right? Okay. All right, good to know. Forbidding, threatening. Oh, it is for biting. Okay, that's interesting.
You're for biting.
Really? That eyes sound like okay. Sometimes letter sounds are weird.
Welcome to the English language. But no, Benjen, definitely top three cards of the set.
It is definitely one like it's a threat at 2 lore at such an early stage of the game, and it like and in a late game it's just like, oh, there's an item I don't want you to have. Bye. Like it like there was a 4 cost beast in set one that we see play just to get control of
Five,
this one.
five cost beast. Five cost beast.
Five oh 5 cost. Sorry, sorry.
That beast slot.
Yeah, definitely 5 cost beast did the same thing, but this one definitely it does like an early threat. Like even if you don't use his ability, it's just like here's a 2/3 for 2. Deal with this.
There's a 2/3 for 2 that quests for 2. Like,
All right, and then we have Cinderella, a 2/2 for 2. That basically lets you draw a card and discard a card. Have courage. So this is a Dreamborn, so we do have a bit more knightly because there is a paladin version of the Cinderella as a shift, which is I love the art for that card. Don't have it, but Cinderella Knight in Training. Uh, Solid 2/2 for 1 for 2 costs, and then lets you cycle a card, like draw and discard a card. Not much I could say about it. If you're gonna play this in constructed, you probably because you want to play the big Cinderella, but you'll definitely see play just because for that.
it's a better Simba, so
It is a better Simba. There's a similar 2 cost 1/2 that does the exact same thing. Does a similar thing. This one at least has better stats and has a bit more fight into it. Oh, we got Ellie LaBouffe, Big Daddy. It's just a vanilla 4 cost with 2 for 2/5. So he has a big butt. It'll definitely take some damage, but it'll quest you for 2. I just inked it half the time because there were better cards when I had this card in my sealed draft.
two five's nothing to laugh at, but yeah, for like
And,
three, you can play Piglet as a 2/4, and it's one less.
it's just weird saying, all right, I play. No one will say his name. It's just easier just to call it Big Daddy comes into play.
I play Big Daddy.
Like some of the stuff that you say that you just announce from playing Lorcana is just weird. We
Smashing a princess is always the best thing to say.
we got the 2 cost Hercules. So we did have a few like one Hercules inside with bodyguard. This is a 2 for 2/3 for 1 vanilla. There is a better Hercules in this set, which I thought looks cool. It has like a 6/3 resist 2. So if you're playing that Hercules, you want another Hercules like this, or I think the bodyguard Hercules is still viable.
I think the bodyguard Hercules is still better. Like he costs one more, but
Bodyguard,
3/3 bodyguard,
yeah,
which is just so useful.
because its job is to take the damage for off your mega threats, and then if you're able to stack on into Gladiator Hercules, the other from the new set, it's just all right, cool. You let him live long enough. Oh, all right, this one's fun. Kronk. Junior Chipmunk. Resist 1, 4, 5. A quest for 2. When during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen character. This guy is ready to throw hands, I think, and I think when that happens, he just throws squirrels at you.
It's an unshiftable tank with resist. Like
it's solid.
If you're playing Big Tank plus Kronk, like no one's safe.
I don't think it's the best. It's not. I don't. It's rough on card slots, but I don't think this would be a bad add-on. Especially in limited formats. Yes, on constructed, it'd be a rough spot to find for this one. I think it might replace the original Kronk. Wait, what was the original Kronk? It was like a 6/6 though.
Kronk was a 6/6 for 6 that quest for 2, I believe.
Yeah, because you play it against Cerberus, just because like, oh, I play Cerberus. Well, I play Kronk. It's just better.
Each Cerberus, yeah.
This one is Lord. Oh, I definitely didn't set up the Larry thing. But we do. Oh, I dropped him. We have Lawrence. The jealous manservant. What movie is this from?
He's from Princess and the Frog.
Again, one of the movies I definitely didn't watch. Shame.
Dr. Castillier's like manservant, basically.
A 3 for a 0/4 with lore 2, but while this has no damage, it's a 4. So you treat this when it enters play as a 4/4, which means like you definitely don't want to run into this thing, but actually it's not bad. For 3 cost, 4/4 for 2, it's definitely staying around for at least 2 turns. It's the same as the Enchantress, the one that's ready to throw hands
Oh
for a
yeah,
turn.
throw hands and Tarantulas. She's great. No, Chet's right. A lot of leagues, either because product was hard to find or just because they want to make the games non-repetitive, they do add certain challenges to each week. So a lot of cards may see play just because their league said that there was a challenge for X to do Y.
Fair enough, fair enough. Even I know, like, we try to make. I know my store's trying to make them as like general as possible, not super hyper specific.
But
Just
still fun.
but still fun. Like next week at Manifest, it's like we're singing the songs in chapter 2. So if you play a song, you sing it instead out loud. Because the first time we did that for chapter 1 was hilarious. Oh, and we go back to chapter 1. We have the Dreamborn Lilo, Galactic Hero. So a 3 cost, 4/2 for 2. Again, it's vanilla 4/2 that does 2. It's on the same level. Unfortunately, it's on like the same level as Lawrence. At least Lawrence, I think we'll see play a bit longer, simply because as soon as this gets run in, it's gone. This one will take damage, survive potentially. That they at least have to run in 2 characters. So, waste two characters to get rid of this guy.
Yeah, because worst comes to worst, if Lawrence has damage on him, then you just quest with him every turn until your opponent deals with him.
Yeah. Like it will, even if it was like, all right, attack him and then attack him with a second character. You won't lose the character, but you did spend a turn exerting him just to get rid of Lawrence.
Which
Like,
sometimes that's worth even more than the character itself.
yep, it just serves as an annoyance because Lawrences are annoyances.
Lawrences are annoying.
From set 1, Prince Eric, 2 cost 1/3 with Challenger 2. Solid card. It saw a lot of play simply because of Challenger 2. So essentially, it's a 3/3 for 2. And as you've seen, Snake Mim, 3/3s at 2 cost are really good because they will handle a lot of the low end stuff and a bit of the mid range cards. So for like Challenger decks, they did like seeing Prince Eric. And it's the Prince Eric that's ramming a ship into Ursula's stomach in that movie. So that's exact scene.
Prince Eric matters.
Yep. Next we have Prince Naveen. I forgot he was a prince. Duh, it was the Frog Prince. Yeah. But Prince Naveen, the 4/3 cost 1. Again, he's going on the same level as Lawrence and Lilo, except with lower cost, lower lore. So again, it's just filler at this point. I can't wait until we get the frog version of him.
It's rough.
Let's
you're looking at him and you're like, what is he really gonna do?
Honestly, not memorable because in the movie you didn't watch him. You didn't watch the movie for human version of him. You watched the movie for frog version of him. So
yeah, because he's only a human in the movie for like 30 seconds. Like,
the rare on this one is the Huntsman.
He's a philandering playboy for like 10 minutes, and then he's Frog for everything else.
Until the very end. It's just like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. At least, with the opposite of like Beauty and the Beast, you at least saw what he was as a human. It's like, yeah, I could see why he needed to be a frog. Unlike the Beast was like, wait, well, how old was this Beast when he was turned into a monster? Wasn't he like 9?
He was like only like 12 or something. Like, he was super young.
Yeah, like the old lady's like, you are a rude man. Like, he's a child. I mean, he's a spoiled child. I'll grant you he's a spoiled child, but he shouldn't be cursed into adulthood as a monster.
Yeah, child nonetheless. There was definitely some child endangerment going on in that movie.
Yeah. Like, you could have changed it where, like, hey, all the servants now don't respect you. Like, outwardly instead of inwardly. It's just like, that might have been a bit more useful for his development.
even Chip was a little kid, so it's like you turned the little kid into a cup. Like, come
Wait,
on.
but he aged. So how old was Chip when he was turned into a cup versus the Beast?
He was a thimble at that point.
Oh, jeez. Just the thoughts, like the age manipulation in that story has a lot of holes in it. Well, that story in general. So for two costs of Snow White's the Huntsman, Reluctant Enforcer. Whenever this card quests, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. So again, it's a decent two cost. Oh, it quests for two, so that makes it a lot better. It's a one
It's a
one.
lot better.
It won't last long, but it will cycle through your deck at least once. Like it gives you a decent draw or attempt to fix your draws.
Yeah, in sealed he was useful because if you're playing a lot of unankables, you can at least get rid of your unankables. If you're playing just like bad cards, you can at least cycle out your bad cards. Like he's got uses. He's not gonna live very long, but he's got his uses.
The next one we have the Prince, titled Never Gives Up. That's hilarious how they think the titles for this.
I
Body.
believe that's Snow White Prince.
It is. I think it is. Yeah, because it's
Yeah, I
not.
believe that's Snow White Prince.
I believe that is. I'm sorry. Unfortunately for like the early Disney princes, they were not. They were not hard. They were not easy to differentiate in some cases. Design was pretty much. Yep. Here's your Prince design. Change hair color.
Here's a dude in armor. He's now a prince.
1/3 bodyguard that quests for two, resist one. Eh, it's it's a
It's a
decent.
card.
It's a card. It's a body. They're better bodyguards. This has resist, so it lasts a bit longer, but it doesn't do enough damage. Like at least when you run into him, you're like, all right, cool, I'll just run into him.
I think the good thing about this prince, because I know multiple people have said he's really good, is the questing for two. Normally, your bodyguards you want exhausted anyway, because that's the only way they can actual bodyguard.
Yeah,
So being able to have a bodyguard that already resists a point of damage every time and can quest for two makes him like good. He's not going to kill anything that runs into him,
he
but
just
he's
slows the
going to live.
tempo down on the opponent, if anything.
Yeah, he's going to live a lot longer than a Hercules, and he's going to quest for a lot more than a Hercules.
All
So,
right. We got three more items, three more characters. We have regular human Tiana, one cost, 1/3. Quest for one, vanilla. Yeah, it's fodder. It's a 1/3. It's gonna last a bit longer than a 2/2, just barely. Uh, yeah, I think
it's a ship target.
yeah. Oh yeah, this Tiana doesn't shift, so all right, that's fine. I just realized this Tiana doesn't have the Princess the other one is just a 4 cost that doesn't shift.
Correct.
Yeah,
But like,
she's
I'm
Dreamborn.
assuming
She's not. Yeah.
everything.
Next one we have from Mulan, the last cannon. It's the cannon that definitely buried a
Definitely
bunch
getting
of
some
Huns.
Huns. Definitely getting some Huns.
For 1 cost, it comes into play. Then you may pay additional one to banish this item. Chosen character gets Challenger +3 this turn. So meaning it just like, all right, I'm gonna strengthen one of my characters to deal with a challenge. It's inkable, so it's not the worst card. It's okay. There are definitely better cards for pumping, like support or characters like this. But if you were low um, if you have low end characters that you definitely need power to pump them up, this would be it. I guess it's not
It's
not
not. It's not great.
it's not great, but it's not terrible. Next one is the mouse armor. It's 2 costs, uninkable. When it comes into play, you can spend it, so you can exert it. Sorry, I'm using the right terms. Chosen character gains resist 1 until the end of your next turn. And since they do stack, you may play both and just go, all right, they have resist 2. Oof.
Yeah, you drop that bodyguarded prince turn. You drop mouse armor turn 2. You drop prince turn 3. All of a sudden, that's a 1/3 bodyguard that ignores the first 2 damage.
And then you have to, then your math is definitely like thrown off.
Yeah, it becomes really good. And again, it's one of the resist cards that holds for all of your turn as well as your opponent's turn. So it makes it that much better.
All right, folks. Now we've reviewed the starter decks. Hopefully, if you were interested in seeing what's in the decks, you now know what's in them, and you could make a purchase accordingly. But now we have a bunch of packs to open. So I have no idea what's gonna happen. We're gonna see how well I pull these things. But fair warning, I played in a sealed this morning and pulled the most ridiculous cards I could possibly pull in a sealed, and I don't know if that's drained me of my luck for this evening, but we will see.
No, luck's gonna continue.
All right, I believe that I will pull something great again. If not,
And
I
we're playing Flip It and Rip It, right?
no, we're not in this set, not in this. I can't do that to Disney right now. I'm lucky I can still play Magic after doing Flip It or Rip It for what I've done. All right, we're gonna go through the one pack.
It's a Queen of Hearts pack, so.
Yeah, Queen of Hearts. Let's
Yeah.
see what's there. The first two top ones from the booster, from the starter deck. So let's see if those have any luck in them. We have James,
Tiana's father.
Tyler's father. So there's a bunch of fathers in here. 4 costs, 3/3 unlinkable. 2 costs. Actually, when this character is banished, you may put this card in your inkwell face down and exert it. So it's wow, the familiar figures that die that go that go to your inkwell. That's a theme. That's an actual Sapphire theme now.
Yeah, I feel like Bambi's mother is gonna be a blue card
That does
gets
that.
inked
Yeah.
when she dies.
So we have Grandma Talia, and now we have James. So when they die, they support you by turning into ink. Wow. All right, didn't realize that. Oh,
Welcome to
and
Disney.
more. We have
Tiana's
Eudora.
mother.
Yep. Now we have the dad. We have the mom. 5 costs, 1/9, 2 costs. So if you play her, I don't think she's too bad, but it's a 1/9. She's just gonna be there to soak up as much damage as you want as
She's
possible.
questing for 2 every turn.
Yeah.
Like
1 cost. Croquet Mallet banishes card. Chosen character gets rush this turn. And limited, I think this is cool. Getting rush to throw off, to get rid of a threat as fast as you can. Not bad. Fidget from Great Master's Detective. 3 cost, 3/2 evasive. Honestly, I don't think this card is that bad. I think this is a better. The stats are at least closer for evasive for 3 costs anyway.
it's a red Peter Pan.
Yeah. 1 cost Finn, 1/3. There is a new Finn in this set. That's pretty. It's a pretty janky deck to build this, but still cost
Good.
2 cost Finn is definitely still the better one. For out of the common versions. Charge. This was really good in sealed. 2 cost Challenger. The character gains Challenger 2 and resists 2 this turn. This basically has to get rid of a threat and keeping your attacker alive. I think this is different. This is different Snow White. So 2 costs, 1/2, pay 1 less for 7 dwarves. So this is the one you want in your 7 dwarves deck just to get them out, cheat them out a lot quicker. We went over 4 dozen eggs. We have the Sword in the Stone. Tap, pay 2. Character gets +1 power this turn, and for each 1 damage on this card. So Amber has has a few cards with the abilities based off if your characters are damaged. There's a bell that's super good. Oh, cool. All right. This is one of the cards I played in my sealed. This is Radigan. 5 cost unlinkable, 3/3 for 2 lure. You may exert a character, opposing character with 3 cost or less. Or is it 3?
It's 3 cost or
Or
less,
less.
and then ready one of your characters.
It doesn't matter. It just readies another character. They can't quest for the turn, but you're there to go swinging. I like this card. I'm debating whether it should go anywhere else. Oh, and we got Cogsworth, grandfather clock. Shift 3. Ward. Your other characters gain resist 1. And it quest for 2. That's not bad. That's a
Pretty
super.
good.
And a foil Big Daddy. Cool. All right, that's not bad. It's 2 cards I definitely.
The only way you can play Big Daddy.
Foil.
It's foil.
He's money. That's. So I hit at least 1 super rare. All right, so the next pack, we got Grumpy. We got that. I'm Stuck. We got that already. Here's the other. So here's one of the cards we talked about that does a small thing and lets you draw. It's a song. Go the distance. It was go the distance. Ready character, chosen damage character of yours. So if the characters are damaged, you can ready them for 2. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. Draw a card. Solid. Like if you need to get rid of a threat and you have a big character that swung already. Radigan, Criminal Mastermind. He is a 4/1 evasive, 2 cost. That one is such a liability. Like Beast, like pinging Beast just kills it outright. Like even if there's you can't hit it with evasive, anything that does ping damage just gets rid of Radigan.
If you look at it, Radigan dies.
Yeah. If it had Ward, that'd be a different story. Oh, here's Basil. 2 cost 2/2 with support. So this is the solid Basil. It's already like a 2 for 2/2 is solid. Support is just an extra icing on the cake. There is a shift version of him that needs to be shift to be any use for Basil, so that's why it's there. 2 cost Jafar Royal Vizar. During your turn, this character gains evasive 3/2. So this is definitely, again, there's some decks that run evasive and they are a pain to deal with unless you have like pinging damage, removal cards, or like evasive. So this card's chief ability is to be evasive just to get rid of those threats. The uncommons, we got Bashful. Oh, we got definitely different Cruella de Vil. Shift.
Shift Deville, yeah.
Shift 3. This character quest. Chosen opposing character has -2 this turn. So this character reduces threats so you can get rid of them faster. Questing for 2. This has been talking for a while. I need new eye drops.
There is a blue Cruella de Vil that's a exact replica of the Jafar that we just showed, but in blue. So you play the Cruella de Vil on 2, and then you can immediately shift into that Cruella at 3, which is not bad, but
yeah,
you at least have the Cruella de Vil target for it.
Oh, serial killer says D8. I'm like, oh, I was like, what does he mean by? Oh, so we choose randomly. Oh, there'll be 6 packs left. We'll do it that way, after the fact. So we have 3 cost Yzma, not in her best look whatsoever. 3/4. There are better Yzmas than this one, honestly. If you need to shift, this is just again, card games need to have filler, and so you get this type of Yzma.
She's a solid body in sealed or draft. Like a 3/4 for 3 easily is 2 for 1 trade value.
Fair enough. All right, we got the rare is next. Oh, pack tactics. Gain 1 lore for each damage character opponent has in play. That's actually very interesting if you're able to do small pinging damage. Like with grab your swords if they have like a mid-rangey deck could see play, but it's okay. This definitely is a janky card. Ooh, I see legendary.
See a legendary. Jared's just pulling legendaries.
I'm just pulling legendaries. We got Bell. 5 cost Bell. Shift 3. Whenever this character is challenged, the challenging character must discard all cards in their hand. So it's like, sure, pick on this Bell, but you will not have a hand this turn. 3/3 for 3. Solid card. I like it. People have been discussing how great this card is. I think it's definitely solid. It's not the worst card to have to see, but it definitely will have an impact on that game. And the next one is a common. We said painting the roses red. We see that one.
If you don't have a direct damage or direct removal answer to Bell, she's really rough to deal with.
All right, so So I'm up 1 legendary. There was a counter. I got one legendary, 1 super, 2 regular rares. All right, so this is already looking good for me. All right, let me get dice.
Yeah, the equity of smashes are definitely going to go up in any sort of steel deck, if only because of that Bell.
If it sees multiplay, yeah, smash becomes the prime, like, get rid of that Bell so I don't have to lose a hand card.
Yeah, you're going to definitely hear a lot of why smash Bell.
All right. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. All right, we'll do it serial killer's way. Rolled a 5 starting from here, so this is the next one. So 3 of these packs I forgot which. I couldn't tell you which ones are. I picked out of the box myself. 3 of them were just handed to me. So we'll see whether me picking them also constitutes like how lucky I am with my picks. We'll have
Is the luck the opening or is the luck the picking? We'll find out.
but the first two was definitely from the starter deck, so the starter decks definitely have some good pulls in them. In total, I've still pulled less in the box, yet came out like coming out really strong here. Um, Two, hold still. Remove up to 4 damage from a chosen character. Again, healing isn't that great as is. Like if it's just healing, like Rapunzel is still definitely the best healing card in the game. In some cases, Jasmine, Sapphire Jasmine is a sleeper one. Most people don't see coming. This one's okay and sealed in limited
Yeah,
formats.
plus I don't think you're gonna see that card when you can just sing Akuna Matata and heal everything for
Yeah, Kun
three.
Matata is like would be the next best because it does heal multiples. Especially now we have resists, you'll have like a lot of targets that might like you have to do exact math, or else stuff like Ukuden Matata will just get to you if you're playing it. If you're playing Amber Steel, um, Elsa 4 costs. This is actually not bad of a card. It does get Challenger 3, so this is actually a like so this card with a horse, Elsa riding a horse is actually a 6/4 when she challenges. So this will handle a lot of threats. Like
Yeah,
I think
it's really good.
this is underestimated. I think the art I was like, it's not impressive as the 8 cost, but just like when you think about it, it's like a 6/4 on turn 4 is not something to sneeze at.
And
Tigger,
if you need it, you can shift onto her.
yeah, yeah, it becomes a shift target. Um, Next we have Tigger. We have one of a kind. They keep saying one of a kind, but they've made 2 Tiggers. So kind of kind of wish they kept Tigger at one of on base at one and just wait a while. In any case, you have a 3 cost 3/3 for when you play an action. This card gets +2 this turn, so this guy gets a bit stronger when you play actions. It's okay. Hypnotize. So also with green, they've been getting leaning very into discard abilities. Each opponent chooses and discards a card. Draw a card. I was wrong. This is not a song. So, but this is one of the drawing cantrips.
Yeah. And ironically, Lorcana can be played multiplayer, so it's nice to see cards that say each opponent.
Yes, they've been really careful with their cards wording so they can go like multi when you play multi games. They got 5 cost rabbit, inkable 4/6 vanilla 2. Um, what? How strong is Maleficent in Sapphire? Isn't it the same five
She's a
cost?
3/5/5 cost. I think she's a 3/5/5 cost, but
For,
costs for three.
yeah. So unless you're like Maleficent, definitely still I think has the edge over this rabbit, just because
Sorry,
of
she's a 3/4. 3/4. No, that's wrong. Maleficent.
no 3/5.
3/6.
She's at least a 5.
3/6 that costs for three.
Oh, that's definitely better. Yeah, like just
Yeah,
that
that's
one
just
extra
a
point.
three.
Like, I'd rather have one extra lore than one extra attack. Um, Tiana, we already go through this. Different Cogsworth. Talking clock. Well, that's okay. Your characters with reckless tap one, gain one lore. So reckless is a keyword, so they can attack the turn they come out.
No, no,
Um,
no. Reckless is the
oh
keyword that
right,
says you
have
have
to
to
attack.
attack
Rush, yeah.
if able.
Apologies. Rush means they can attack the turn they come out. Reckless means they attack every turn to Fable. This rewrites their ability, saying they have additional ability now, saying you don't have to attack. You just find lore.
Cogsworth teaches all those hotheads something.
We got uh, Doc, Doc, Madam Mim Snake. Here's the rare. We have Merlin. Yeah, not impressed. Another rare is Minnie Mouse. Wide-eyed diver. 4 cost shift 2. Evasive 2/3. So it can come out really quickly. When you play a second action this turn, this card gets +2 lore this turn. So this can definitely sneak up on you. It has evasive. It's hard, so it limits how many targets you can get on it. And if you play 2 action cards, now becomes it can now quest for 3. I actually like this card too. For an evasive
Yeah,
deck,
especially because there's a 1/3 mini for one, so you can start questing on turn two evasively real fast.
yeah. And sometimes getting ahead that quickly is just rough on everyone. All right, and then we got foil Radigan. Ugh, Radigan.
He's even worse when he's shiny.
World's greatest rat. No, don't call him rat. Don't call him rat. All right. We have 5. I just re-roll if there's a 6.
Yeah, I don't know if Scuba Diver Mini will see
Roll for a
play.
6.
It seems good. It seems bad. Like it's rough.
I rolled 3 6s in a row. I said.
I think they just want you to open the last pack.
Yeah, it's the last pack. All right, that's just telling me you're opening the last pack. Wow. All right, I was like, I'll be rolling on a 6 because 6 is missing. Proceeds to roll 3 6s. Why can't I roll that? Why can't I roll that good when I play Spartacus?
Why can't you roll that good for D&D stats?
I rolled decently well in D&D stats. Right. Shut it. This is why I don't play Spartacus as much as you guys. All right, new one. We got, oh yes, the funny one, Duke Weaselton. So, not Duke of Weaselton, just Duke Weaselton. 2 costs, 1/2 ward, which means can't be targeted by actions or effects that specifically chooses targets and collects 2 lore. Not bad.
Good card and sealed.
Yeah.
Good card and sealed.
This is definitely a great card in sealed Mulan. 2, 3 quest for 2 and support. Like, cool. I'm gonna quest for 2 anyway. Give this other guy 2 attack to get rid of my enemies. Like, yeah. Definitely great sealed card. Legend of the Sword and the Stone. This is a song. Really? What are the lyrics for this, dude? If I had to sing this at the next event, how does this go?
You'd have to download the 1960s movie and figure it out.
That's almost, it's instrumental with like Gregorian chanting or something. Chosen character gets Challenger 3 this turn. Yeah, thankfully this won't see as much play.
Thankfully it's never gonna see play.
Raya, 2/3 during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in challenge, you may ready this card. This card can't quest. This Raya is actually really strong for cleanup duties. It is too. Good. Yeah, she's good. Like she's like a mini Scar in this case. It's like come in or ink it, and then get rid of your small characters without having to sacrifice your big ones because this will just do cleanup duty. This card's great. Ray. For a common, it's just 5 cost evasive 3/3, but like 3 lore. Green evasive decks are just gonna play. We'll just be playing this. It's
another 5-drop green card that quests for 3. You just turn cards sideways and win.
Yeah, the green evasive deck just gets get there so fast.
I don't think they play a single card that quests for less than 2.
Yeah. Jafar, we saw that already. Good. Phoenix, hey. We already recovered that.
Hey.
We got Rapunzel. 5 cost 0/6. Shift 3. Whenever you remove 1 or more damage from one of your characters, you may draw a card. So basically, chapter 1 had one of the best Rapunzels in the game. You basically heal, and for every point of healing, you get to draw a card. This is just her ability just broken up to a different card. So
she's shiftable, so you can play her even earlier than the other one.
Yeah, but still, what regular Rapunzel's like? What 4 or 5 cost?
She's a 4 cost.
Yeah, that's not that soon. Doesn't have to worry about that.
Well, no, but there's now a 2-drop Rapunzel also, so you can play 2-drop Rapunzel, shift that on turn 3.
Yeah, they broke up original Rapunzel's ability into 2 characters. One that just taps heals and one that draws you cards. We got to the Fang Crossbow. We got Mrs. Judson, 4 costs, uninkable, 1/5. Whenever you play a Floodborn character, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. Oh, that's the rare. Jump the gun there. Yeah, there was also a bunch of cards that say when a Floodborn hits the play, there's an ability that activates. 1 draws, 1 discards. Stuff like that. This one's the rare one that lets you ink. I still think Pooh's better. And the next card is a rare. It is the rare Cinderella. Singer 3. So 1 cost It's a one cost, 1/2 for one. The Singer 3 is pretty much what it's about. Not a bad card though. And the
Yeah, being able
last,
to play all the fun three cost spells that much earlier, the 3 cost songs is great.
this one, 4 item binding contract. Is on one of your characters to exert chosen character. There must be better. There are definitely better exert cards. In maybe a limited format, I'd see this. I play this.
I don't even think you'd see it in a limited format, honestly.
I see one of just because if you need that, like, oh, he played a character that will win him the thing, and like I needed it exerted. I just needed to exert this. I need
Yeah,
exerted so I can run it in the face. All right.
it could be useful to like kill your own Merlin to trigger its ability and then bind it. Not that good of a pack.
All right. We're now down to 4 packs. I'm just gonna go.
We're gonna go beast in the middle. That's what's gonna happen.
All right, beast in the middle. I like how this pack's already set up for pack pulling. You don't have to worry. You could just move the rare to the front, but sometimes that's even better to have the rare in the back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, at least it was well thought out. All right, Popsicle. This is great. Popsicle is a good start for this. Yep.
Greatest pack ever, Popsicle.
Painting Roses Red. We went through it. Dr. Facilier. Here's the 2 cost Minnie Mouse. A 3/2. That's actually not bad. 3/2 for one Minnie Mouse if you're gonna do the shifting stuff. Nothing to hide. Each opponent reveals his hand and draws a card. And if you see, it's that weird bug guy Gaston when they look in when she comes a knocking and they look into the spyglass. It's a bit jarring.
It's a cute little cantrip. You get to see what your opponent has in their hand, and you draw a card off it, so it at least replaces itself.
For 1 cost double, it's fine. One of the greatest father cards, Benja.
Yeah, great card.
If he was blue, he'd go to the inkwell.
Top three cards ever.
Oh, 5. Which I think the art was misplaced because it's a 5 cost. It should have been the 5 of hearts for a 5/5 for 2.
Oh, how did they miss that?
I guess the artist didn't know it was going to be a 5 cost, and no art direction told them to make it the 5, because that would have been perfect.
If you notice, the card behind it is something greater than a 4
It's
cost.
a 6.
It's got 3 flips, yeah.
That's worse. If it's 4/6, come on, it should have been 5/6.
Well,
Boo.
what are you gonna do?
Next one.
What your local congressman?
House Armor. And the next card is still uncommon. We have a rare after that. Bell. 3 uninkable. When this opponent has no cards in hand, this card gets +2 lower. So if you the green cards, if you can get rid of an opponent's hand, she becomes a 2/4 that quests for 3.
Oh look, a green card that quests for 3. Whoever thought that would happen?
A lot, man, a lot. Next one, Perplexing Signpost, new card. 2 uninkable. Banish this item. Return chosen character of yours to your hand. So this is just the item that lets you just bounce 1 time. It's
bad. Just play a Madam Mim.
Just play the Mim cards. At least you get a body for it.
And,
oh, is this another legendary?
Oh God, Jesus, Jared.
I'm sorry. What am I getting? I'm getting Mufasa. 5 cost 3/3. When this character is banished, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character card, you may play that character for free and enter play exerted. Otherwise, put it at the top of your deck. So basically, when you kill this man, this line, the sun will set. When you get this guy, he at least tries to replace himself.
Sometimes he replaces himself with a giant 9-drop Madam Mim dragon.
Which banished itself if he doesn't have the 2 characters.
Oh no, he had the 2 characters when I played him.
I'm just saying, if that is the pull and he doesn't have characters, it's a very bad waste of a card.
Yeah, no. He had the backup characters. It was quite painful.
And then we get a foil Crawler Will. So I'm up right now 2 legendaries. So technically, I've stolen 2 legendaries from a box.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's like considering the distribution's like 3 legendaries in a box. Sometimes that's 1 box is down 2 legendaries.
That box may be dead.
All right, what do you want? Beast. The Beast has been doing pretty good then. Beast or Raya. We'll do another Beast and leave these 2.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah,
Pretty
no,
much.
Mufasa's pretty good.
If they ever do Marvel, which they'll probably never do, it'll be like set 26. We'll finally put Marvel characters in the set. They'll probably do Black Panther and definitely add the father in when he dies. Puts in Inkwell because it has to. And as I'm talking about that, we hit James.
There you go, James.
Yep. All right, we're calling out the abilities now. The Queen, seen it already. Croquet mallet, that's cool. Peter Pan's dagger. This is new. 2 uninkable. Your characters gain evasive. With evasive gain +1. So this is just it's that's trash. I don't know. Whatever.
It makes your evasive characters fight better.
Better, yeah, I guess. Flynn Rider 1/3, sure. Vanilla 1/3. There's a shift version of him. Charge, good. Oh, this is pretty good. Blue Fairy has evasive. It's a 1/1. A quest for 1. Whenever you play a Floodborn character, you may draw a card. So purple again. Amethyst, it lets you just draw cards, and this one does it if you do a bunch of Floodborn, which the set does. So
It's a Floodborn set.
Yeah. 2 cost 1/1 invasive is okay. It's not the best, but for what it does, yeah, it will see play.
It's a Pascal that's always on.
Better Pascal. It doesn't die when it's by itself. Snow White, that reduces. That's cool. 4 dozen eggs. That's great. We're down to our rare, which is Maurice's Workshop. Whenever you play another item, you may pay 1 to draw a card. Again, Blue's getting a lot more card draw with their items, which is...
Maurice's Workshop plus Particle suddenly equals pay 2 ink, draw 2 cards.
Yep. And the next one is Merlin. I'm bashing Merlin, and now just Merlin is popping up in my hand.
That's your third Merlin.
Yep, I have my playset soon, and this is common foil. Oh, okay, Cusco. All right.
You got 2 regular and a shiny Merlin.
I'm asking too much to say to pull another legendary.
We're going with Raya. Raya's gonna have it.
All right, you want to do Raya? All right, we're gonna roll it. All right, so we got Happy. I'm Stuck. Tigger. Donald Duck, this one's new. 3 cost, 0/5. Whenever you play an action, this character gains +2 power this turn. A sleeping Donald is a very peaceful Donald.
I think every Donald in this set is bad.
Yeah.
Except for draw a card Donald.
Owl. Mr. Owl. Oh, the new broom. 3 cost, 2/3. Whenever you play this character, chosen character gets resist 1 until the end of the turn. It's another broom for the broom deck, I guess.
Don't you need more brooms for Mickey to get?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
hey, what's up, John? So another John has entered the chat. What's up, man?
I don't know what this broom is like supposed to do. Like, I guess it's Mecha Broom.
Yeah, I guess it's
every set. Are they gonna build another broom?
Well, think of it. Think of that. At the end of the day, Sorcerer Mickey's gonna be the broom bender because he now has the metal broom, the regular broom. Maybe there's a fire broom.
Yeah, it's just gonna have broom.
Oh, we talked about the adventurers. The one adventurer card in this set, Sardine Can. 4 cost inkable. Your exerted characters gain ward. This is actually really annoying. Oof. Your exerted characters gain ward. That's rough.
As long as they keep doing things, you are not hitting them with spells.
Yeah, this card might be a sleeper. This card may be a sleeper one of just to go, yep, alright, ward. It's better than Aurora's ability gives everyone but her ward.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. Especially in like sealed, it's crazy.
Alright, we got Rapunzel, we already have that. Mim. Oh, here we go. We got super rare, Basil, shift 5. So this ability only works when you shift. When you shift this character, when you use shift to play this character, you may draw 2 cards when he enters play. 4/3, 3 cost. Yeah, its benefits is when you play. So you're definitely forcing to play the other Basil just so you can get this off. If not, you're just playing 6 for a 3-4-3, which is kind of underwhelming considering there are better. Like Maleficent from set 1 is still just better than this. In that case, it's
Right.
only
Yeah, you have to shift him to make him even worth it.
and the next one. Oh, cool. Super rare. So at least I'm getting more super rare. Raya in the Raya pack.
Told you
Nice.
she was there.
6 cost, 5/3, shift 4. When this character challenges a damaged character, she takes no damage from the challenge. So if she goes for the kill, it's a clean kill. There's no damage going to be on her when she goes for the kill. That's pretty cool. And the last card that's a common. We got Panic. Because Pain and Panic are in here. When you play this character, chosen character gets +2 this turn. If the chosen character was Pain, it gets +4 instead. So he hypes up his friend Pain to deliver more
Is
pain.
really good. Pain says if it has more than like 5 attack, it quests for 3.
Oof. All right, that's good. Yep, 2/3 for 3 uninkable. All right, cool. And for the sake of this, do I have enough? Just for anyone curious what these extra pieces make, the Exodia for this set. Do I have enough? Do I have enough? I'm off 1. All right, cool. So we have one more pack.
You got 1 pack left.
Let's see. 3, 4. I think I do. Maybe I have it in the other ones. Nope. Actually, no, I don't. That one's there. Okay.
You got 1 pack left. If this pack has nothing, it'll at least have the last puzzle piece.
Well, actually, yeah, we'll keep that. We'll keep that last. All right. So we have Piglet. That we haven't seen this one. 3 cost, 2 4 for 2. In limited format, it's decent. It's a good. It'll take a beating, and get you net you 2 for 3. Yeah,
It's a good body.
Inkable if you need it to be. I definitely would play that if I had to. Merlin in scroll form. We've seen that. Bowen, 2 cost, 2 3 for 1. Solid body. It's just a 2 cost. It'll get rid of all the 2/2s. Definitely good cleanup. Raya is definitely better because it just readies itself when it does it. Oh, here we go. Arthur. 4 cost inkable, 4/3. Trained swordsman. So he's Dreamborn if he's a trained swordsman. Because he was not meant to be anything.
He's definitely dreaming if he can wield a sword.
Like he wasn't, yeah, he was not raised to wield the sword initially. 2, again, green, so he's definitely going to be questing for 2.
At a bare minimum, you can't print a green card that only quests for 1.
Mr. Owl, Last Cannon, Queen of Hearts. Ooh, I like this card. I actually needed more of her. Rush, 2/2 Rush, meaning she will attack the turn she comes out, which I think is solid. There's a 5 cost queen that says every time you challenge a character, you don't have to banish. You just have to declare a challenge with a character. You get to draw a card, which is great if you have like cards like Scar. Like new Scar, draw at least 2 to 3 cards, and it's like, ugh. All right.
It's a good card.
Li Xing, 5 cost, 3/6. Whenever this guy quests, your characters gain evasive this turn. So he basically is giving everyone arrows to shoot off the evasives. That's how you get rid of evasive. You put an arrow through them. Quest for 2. This is the good Donald we're talking about. 4 costs, 2/5. Shift 2? Shift 3. At the start of your turn, each player may draw a card. So you basically go for your basic draw, and then this triggers. Both players may draw additional card, which is good. Quest again, green. Quest for 2. What's next?
And then if you're playing green, you probably are playing discard. So that card that they just drew, you now have a discard target.
All right. The rare is different Queen of Hearts. Whenever an opposing character is banished, you may ready this character. So this is different. It does not have the clause may not quest. It only has 1 though, so it could potentially quest twice, but you're definitely just gonna run her into something. And the last card for this one, it's another legendary. Okay. Okay, so I've taken a legendary from a box, all the legendaries from one booster box, and I got another fairy godmother. Actually, yeah, because I actually already had one. Shift 2, 5 cost, 3 4, quest for 2. When this character quest, your characters gain Challenger 3, and when this card and have this ability, when this card is banished in the challenge, return the card to your hand this turn. So when she quests, everyone can now fight, and if they get destroyed in the challenge, they go back to your hand instead. So this is a Dreamborn Godmother just giving swords out to people. And out of 8 packs, I now have pulled 3 legendaries. All right, and the last card is a common foil. Oh, it's a nice shiny Basil.
Basil of Baker Street.
And did we get to finish the piece? I think we finished the piece.
Told you.
On the last set, we finished the piece. All
Told
right.
you. If nothing else, finish the puzzle.
All right. So I wasn't lying when I said I pulled ridiculous. Like I've pulled. So this is pretty ridiculous to pull 3 out of random packs, 3 legendaries, 1 from a starter, and I've taken 2 legendaries out of 1 booster box. The reason why it's still ridiculous because at the start, me and Jan were playing in the same sealed event, and I'll just show you what I pulled. I pulled
6 packs
out of 6 packs. These are sleeved. I pulled a fairy godmother, so another legendary. I pulled an Alice, another legendary, and a Scar, another legendary, and the rest were really good cards. Like I got Yzma, the super rare, Lady Tremaine super rare, Winnie the Pooh, Radigan, Kronk. The cards I didn't play because they were just not worth it was Goofy and these 2. The Sleepy Flute, if you sing a song, pay 1, gain 1 lore, and this one just says gain a lore. This one is just Knight Goofy. That's a 9 for 10/10 with 4. But the piece de resistance in this...
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, Jared, you're missing a rare somewhere in those slots.
Yeah, I also pulled a legendary, an enchanted card. I pulled Enchanted Mim. So I'm basically, in 6 packs, I pulled all the legendaries out of a booster box and got rewarded with an Enchanted Mim dragon card. This one is 7 cost, 5/7 evasive. When you play this character, banish it or return 2 chosen characters from your hand, and it quests for 4. This is ridiculous.
And it's evasive.
And it's evasive. Again, the drawback is you definitely need 2 characters, but with the cards I pulled, I was just basically, alright, I play Mim, reset Scar, reset Lady Tremaine, so I can use them next turn.
You would bounce 1-drops back to your hand, or Merlins, and get their ability also. It's crazy.
Yeah, same. But in this case, like I had a damaged Scar. All right, I'm gonna reuse Scar for next turn. If you
yeah,
or I just play Tremaine because Tremaine says when it enters play. Oh, so here the cards we didn't go over for this one. So Lady Tremaine is the Scar. We'll go over the Scar because we didn't read them out. Scar is a 7 cost uninkable. 6/5 rush, so it attacks as soon as it comes into play. Anytime you banish, during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in the challenge, you may ready this character. He can't quest for the rest of the turn. Big whoop! I'm going to clear your board.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my Scar resist, and I'm going to clear your board.
This is Alice. 3 cost, 1/4. All your characters now have the support ability. And if Alice ever reaches 10 attack, she gains 4 additional lore, making it a quest for 5 if she ever hits 10. And with some of the big cards, it just goes, yeah, he's 10.
1 card, here's 10.
Oh, which would be horrible if I had the queen, the fairy godmother, to give everyone challenger. So they'll just, oh no, they wouldn't be able to challenge. So,
no, they wouldn't be. Yeah,
but this is just more. This is just like added like 1 more card. It's just really meh. The super rare is Yzma. 6 cost, 4/4, shift 4. I didn't have another Yzma, but you could just play it as 6. When it enters the play, you may return a character into your chosen player may chooses a character to put back into their deck, and draw 2 cards.
It really is so multi-useful because you can target your own character and then you draw 2 cards, or you can literally get rid of your opponent's character and then they draw 2 cards.
Yeah. And then Lady Tremaine, where did I put her? Because I didn't announce her. Lady Tremaine. So basically, a bunch of the cards in this set for like Floodborn. There's a bunch of super rare Floodborn cards where it's just like a bunch of the old crones as queens at this point because they won. They basically won in whatever story there were. So this is Lady Tremaine's Floodborn shift card. 6 costs, uninkable this time. It's a 3/4 with shift 4. Quest for 2. But when it enters the field, opposing players must choose and banish one of their characters. So it's basically, all right, clear off these 2, summon this, banish the remaining card.
Yep, pretty good.
Yes. So all these were from a booster box. They're not from the same booster box. Well, these packs were from the same booster box for the draft, for the sealed. And so I must have chosen all the packs with the legendaries. So I got, and of course the enchanted. The other ones are from like 2 separate booster boxes.
And the starter decks.
And the starter decks. One of them gave me an enchanted, and the other 2 just were random enchantments. So I pulled 7 enchantments today.
7 enchanted and 7 legendaries and an enchanted.
14 packs total throughout the day. I've only pulled 14 packs the entire day, so that's less than a box, and I pulled more legendaries than a box worth.
It was a pretty good day for you, Jared. It was a pretty good day.
It wasn't the last 3 on the bottom right. It was definitely like it was second to last. I just scooped up 6 packs from the after passing everyone their stuff and was like, all right, cool. What am I getting? Oh, I like Scar. Oh, snap. That's another one. That's another one. Oh, this is really good. So that's gonna be it for this stream. I hope you enjoyed the rundown on Rise of the Floodborn cards. I think we got some awesome pulls here. We definitely got some awesome pulls on stream, and to show you what I pulled earlier this morning is also kind of wild in my my regard. So guys, hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks to Jan for giving us some input on this set as well.
Lorcana is always available for Lorcana commentary.
Yeah, well, we'll probably try to do as much Lorcana stuff, I guess. If everyone wants to see more Lorcana stuff, we'll see what we can do. Maybe hunt more packs. I've stated my fill on Lorcana pulls, but I can always pull more. It will probably decrease my pull rate if I keep doing it, though. I need a good hiatus of not pulling packs to rebuild the luck that I just burned on this.
So what you're saying is you need at least 4 episodes between pulls to get good pulls.
I might need to hibernate just to
Like we're doing DBZ rules.
Yeah, I need to power up my key. I need the spirit bomb everything, and then just pull new ones. I am not playing Flip It or Rip It in this game. I've done that in Magic, and things haven't been the same.
It's a little crazy, especially because you're looking at like some of the enchanteds are pushing like 40 or 50. Some of the legendaries.
How would you feel if I ripped one of these? Like if I said rip it, and it was this.
The enchanteds are like 200 plus right now. Like, that's a Russian roulette game right there.
Yeah. All right. So with that said, tune in next time. I believe another one of us unorganized play members might have a bit of something tomorrow. He hasn't made that official announcement, but we are a bunch of gamers that play a bunch of different games, so we'll try to give you a very wide assortment. Hopefully we can get more stuff, content, and streams for you guys with us playing various board games. But until then, see you next time.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
All right. And then I buried my mouse, so I don't know where I can stop the stream. Nope. All right, we're stopping now. See ya.